Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently up 0.19% to 51,123. Ethereum down 0.36% to 4072. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Rule 774, master yourself to master the market. As a community, we focus on real wealth. Real wealth is much more than money. It's about inner and outer peace, kindness, courage and honor, integrity and decency, as well as money. And this is all about our focus as a community to create a positive excellence life trend. We focus on real wealth as well as money because money without meaning is another form of poverty, and we don't want that. You can literally have it all, but you just have to focus on it. Rule number 4, price moves in waves. This is also very true for life. If you're going through a life pullback at the moment, please know that our love and healing thoughts are with you. You're not alone. The sun will come out again, and there's always hope. As a community, we're focused on positive excellence and making excellence in all things who you are, not what you do. Delivering the best version of yourself each day is a gift that you give the world, but it is also a gift that you give yourself. We need your unique talents. We need you to focus on bringing those out and sharing them with the world. In the history of the world, there's never been anyone like you, and in the future of the world, there will never be anyone like you either. That automatically makes you incredibly worthy. You deserve kindness, love, meaning, and every success in life. But that does come with conditions. We must also be kind to other people and have a positive excellence outlook. Become excellence, not do things excellently, just become excellent by nature. Rule 138, all investors become traders every time they buy or sell. It's really unfortunate that most investors, or at least a great percentage of them, do not know how to do technical analysis. That means although they may look at the fundamentals, they may get in on really good projects, the charts don't reflect that. And combined with the incredible volatility that is resident inside the crypto market, it's very possible for investors to keep on getting locked in at around the top, and when pullbacks occur, to be shaken out of their positions and sell near the bottom. This is a very, very common thing for investors to face. It's a very nasty problem. Traders are very different. Traders by nature are in and out. They have to read the charts. They need to understand the footprints of money and what smart money is doing, and just align themselves with that institutional mindset, the institution of one mindset. And it's because of that that traders tend to time things much, much more effectively. Being an investor with a trader's mindset is one of the best things you could possibly ever do. You are more aware of what the market is doing under any particular circumstance, and you can sleep much better at night because you have more knowledge. Many investors and traders are pulled into the crypto market because they see such incredible percentage gains relative to other asset classes. What's hidden inside these very, very large percentage gains are very large percentage losses. Price is always moving in a wave, and it's very easy for investors and traders new to crypto to get dephased from the market. That is, that they buy when they should sell, and they sell when they should buy. This is very common. I created KS Zone Analysis to explain the 4 stages that all investors and traders progress through to become consistently profitable and attain real wealth. Zones 1 and Zones 2, the panic zone and the blame zone, have their foundation in the idea of certainty. People, when they get in the market, are certain they're going to make fantastic profits with very little knowledge, if any knowledge. The crypto market is a market of money. People need to understand how money works, how money cycles, the smart money mindset. All of these things are prerequisite foundations, but very few actually know anything about it when they first enter the market. That's why people panic. And then when they're finished panicking, they move to zone 2. They start getting angry at others out there. There's very little inner or outer peace in zones 1 or zones 2. It's important to understand that these are the 4 stages that all investors and traders progress through to become professional. When people pass through zone 1 and zone 2 into zone 3, the patience and rule zone, they abandon the concept of certainty, they embrace volatility, and they focus on probability. It's very, very different. In fact, it's the opposite mindset of zones 1 and zones 2. There's a very good reason that I talk about this at the start of every episode. So many people are stuck in zones 1 and zones 2, and it's very easy to see that kind of behavior come out. It comes out in people's words. In zone 3, people are patient, they're kind. When you get into zone 3, kindness is the foundation of zone 3, but not as many people understand the word kindness. The kindness is initially, of course, directed towards the person themselves. They have to get over what happened in the past. They have to forgive themselves. When you come from a position of needing and requiring certainty and you don't get it, of course you're going to get angry at anyone, but especially yourself. And then that reflects outwards to other people. It's just a psychological mirroring. What happens when people enter zone 3 and everybody goes through this process? When they enter zone 3, they start being accountable. They say, how could I have done this better? And they start forgiving themselves because they're kind to themselves. Kindness is really, really important. Sometimes people have very unrealistic expectations in zone 1 or zone 2 and zone 2. The key is when you have independence, when you go out and seek to solve the problem yourself, you're actually entering zone 3. Having patience and having rules is critically important to zone 3. That's why I share so many rules with the community every single day. I also talk a lot about real wealth because getting into zone 3, being consistently profitable, is not enough. People require meaning in their life, to have integrity and decency, to know that you have to pay your way through the world, to also know that paying tax is okay. It shows that you're being successful, you're moving on in the world, you're becoming profitable. The CryptoTradingKS Masterclass is all about teaching you the foundations of the smart money mindset. It does it in a very specific way. After being involved in financial markets for more than 3 decades, I know that there's very specific foundations that you require to build your knowledge up to the top level where you know how to buy and sell effectively. The Masterclass is built with exponential learning techniques that I developed as a lecturer in first and second year statistics. I taught first and second year stats from the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't complicate it like other lecturers did. I made sure my students actually understood the mathematics, because maths is typically a black hole to people, but my students absolutely love the math because I made sure they had the foundations. In the masterclass, the foundation section is done first, then the trend. The trend is all about knowing where the market's going. Timing is all about selecting high-performing cryptos, but understanding what is going on, going deeper into the trend. Real wealth is how to structure your mindset. So many people fail because they don't understand the mechanics of money. They have all sorts of intellectual and psychological limitations on money that prevent them from being wealthy and gaining wealth, not just financially, but also real wealth. Then we go into the trigger process, which is how to buy and how to sell effectively. I'd like to let people know that if you are interested in the foundation membership discount of 90% off, please contact me at kstandf@gmail.com. You can see over the past couple of videos, many people have reached out from the community to express their feedback on the masterclass. I've never asked for any recommendations or anything. That's just what people do very voluntarily, and I must say I'm very appreciative of it. From MG, the masterclass is above and beyond everything I expected from it, and my expectations, knowing you from your daily market updates on YouTube, were quite high. It's absolutely incredible and motivating to see such mastery, and you sharing what you've learned over decades is a life-changing present for so many of us. It definitely is for me. This probably is the most financial life-changing event of my life so far, and I will never forget it. Thank you so much. Thank you, MG. Very lovely of you to share that. I'd like to thank Gapscar too. I thought I had a good foundation, but I was wrong. I recommend to do the course if you can afford it. The price is well worth it. Thank you also to Travis. It's been so profitable that in the first week I've already made back the cost of the course and then some. Please let everyone know that they absolutely must sign up to this if they're looking to expand their profitability and wisdom in the world of crypto and trading. The masterclass is also about spreading intergenerational wealth. Flamingo Crypto said that she will be working with the husband to pass on the knowledge to her children aged 22 and 18. That's just beautiful. My focus with the masterclass is that I want to enable you to do what I do by transferring my knowledge to you so that you become more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. It's focused on saving you years of learning and losses using smart money rules. There's so much more on the website that you can have a look at. I just want to make sure that everybody who would like the foundation member discount of 90% off can actually get in before it closes off on the 31st of December. Just please reach out to me at kstandf@gmail.com if you would like that. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Turning to the KS model, which is a crypto technical trading model based on institutional price psychology, we can see the overall trend over many, many years is an upwards trajectory. We've seen Bitcoin's price start to turn around. Please note that I share all of these things in the masterclass. Literally every chart that you will see, I will share later on in the masterclass so that you can actually look at this information at any time. One very good thing that we see from the KS model is the relative strength is actually improving. We've got more underlying power coming out of Bitcoin at the moment, and we know as Bitcoin goes, so too does the entire crypto market. Let's have a look at Bitcoin and where it's headed. We can see Bitcoin overcame certain levels of resistance, this first one, the second one, the third one, and now it's stuck on the fourth one. Let's just zoom in there so you can get a better view. Bitcoin is currently trading at 5813. We can see it's being rejected by this overhead resistance. This is what resistance does. Resistance actually constrains price. I'll just make that a little bit darker for you, or should I say lighter. We can see that price is bumping up along that resistance. It's had a little bit of weakness here, but it didn't test that 49,305 mark. Nearly did, but not quite. What we're seeing is just a weakening of this particular upthrust because there's a lot of sellers trying to push the price down here at the 51,681 level. When we look at this, I developed KS 3-color analysis. These 3 colors, the gray area, I don't know what I'm doing, says price. The green area, price is improving. And you can see that there are 2 shades of green. The first shade of green is, I think I'm improving. And the next shade of green is, yep, I'm got it, I'm going for it. You can see also two shades of red. The red below is I'm starting to weaken, and the redder one, yes, I'm definitely weakening in price. This is really important to look at. Before I invented this three-color analysis, people would just look at lines on the chart and then get constantly surprised when price moved against their position, but always the price is revealing its own reality. It's very interesting to note that what we actually see is price starting to get into this green area. And when we think about what was happening down here, we had excessive cases of Omicron breaking out. We had discussions of tapering, increases in interest rates, all sorts of things from a macroeconomic level could signal all sorts of issues within the markets. But this is where it becomes really important to have a professional mindset. Professionals simply trade the chart that they view. They're not interested in the news. They just pay attention to it because it's often used by smart money to explain how they push price down to buy or how they push prices up to sell. This is really, really critical. So many retail investors and retail traders are consistently getting shaken out of their positions because they don't know the rules of the game. And that is fair. The rules of the game take decades to learn. As a professional trader or professional investor, and we know all traders, all investors become traders any time that they buy or sell. So it's effectively all the same thing with different time horizons. It's critical to make in advance probabilistic choices. If it goes green, what will you do? If it goes red, what will you do? If it goes deep red, what will you do? If it goes very light green, what will you do? And if it stays gray, what will you do? What we do, we have this decision making process, these three decisions playing out all the time. As a community, we know exactly what we're going to do if price goes in any of those three directions. We're never ever caught off guard. So let's have a look at some key levels. If Bitcoin keeps hovering around the 49,305 mark, we know we're in the gray level, the I'm not sure where I'm going level. If it comes down to 45,881, it's starting to weaken. If it goes up to 55,590, it's starting to get strong. These are the key levels that you want to look at. We always know that institutions play games. They love to do technical violations. They fake out in one direction only to reverse, to go in the other direction. Your three-way decision-making process must account for that as well. Let's just have a quick look through the news headlines and understand what's happening. We've got Mt. Gox, Omicron, tapering, transport, the India market. We've got Evergrande. We've got a few things that are cooking. We've always got things that are cooking. It is always said the bull markets climb a wall of worry. Here's your wall of worry. Let's see what is actually happening. One key to always understand, please do not suffer the light switch effect. If you see some negative news, if it's not substantiated by price movement, please don't go ever all in or all out. You want to do the zone 3 and zone 4 behavior, which is probabilistic fearlessness. This is simply scaling in and scaling out of positions and having in advance decision making. We can see the Mt. Gox reserves have absolutely remained flat. There's been no remediation. None of these Bitcoin have made it back into the market, so we hold that neutral. We can see Omicron has been spreading throughout the world. In fact, so many different countries are reporting a prevalence, a percentage allocation very high to Omicron, such as the UK. Our thoughts and love go out to everybody suffering through this at the moment. From a market perspective, what we're interested in is understanding how this is actually spreading and the rate. We now have about 250,000 confirmed cases of Omicron. That's up significantly from when we first started looking at it. Tracking the stringency index, that is all about closures, workplace closures, school closures, travel bans. We can see that the UK has been very hard hit, but it's just minorly increasing its stringency. India, a little bit up. The US on the way down. Canada on the way down. France on the way up. And Germany on the way up. This will flow into the transportation indexes and what we see when we look at the US market. Now, why do we look at the US market? It's a really important question to answer because it accounts for about 56% or $56 out of every $100 put into stock markets globally. We can see the airline index, this white line, on the way down, and it's been that way for quite a while, and we can certainly understand why. But have a look at this. The other transportation indexes are rebounding, and the NASDAQ 100 is also rebounding. It's crossed across a level of resistance. It's on its way back up. That's why you cannot buy into the news headlines that you see everywhere. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, and fear of missing out, FOMO, come from the news. That is the source. Please be very, very careful. We as professional investors and traders, we look past all of that fluff and we say, okay, what are the charts doing? The NASDAQ is improving. Transportation is improving. Okay, things are improving. It's also important to contextualize the overall case. Coronavirus cases worldwide, 281.5 million. And we're looking at about 250.8 million recovered. We're getting a lot of spikes, a lot of new cases, but it's really fortunate that the deaths aren't so severe. Thank goodness for that. If we just go down, this is from worldometers.info, we can see that just in the last 24 hours, there were over 610,000 new cases. One day this will be a passing memory, but at the moment it's very real. You can also see that there's 25.3 million active cases globally. Even with this backdrop, it's important to note what the actual markets are doing. We should never overlay our emotional reaction on the market. The reason that I showed you those statistics is to show you how divergent financial markets can be from what is going on in the real world. We can see Bitcoin overcoming a level of resistance on its way up now. We can see the inflation rates are coming down, and we can see the NASDAQ has broken across a level of resistance. It's on the way back up. Let's check the India market. Before, down here, people were reporting that the Indian government was going to ban crypto. What's happened here? The price is improving. What does this mean? India is not going to ban crypto. That's what it means. It means the Indian market is reacting very, very well. And this is the key. You can actually look just at the price data to understand what is going on. Many very famous people say, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. This is from Wazirex, India's largest crypto exchange. The elephant in the room is undoubtedly the Chinese property market and the sentiment therein. When we look at the share prices of these most indebted Chinese property development firms such as Evergrande, Fantasia, Cynic, Greenland, Country Garden, and Vanke, we can see net debt of over $1 trillion. People talk about Evergrande, but Evergrande is the tip of the iceberg. Let's zoom in here to show you what is actually happening. We'll determine what the news is from what price is telling us. Okay, what are we seeing here? And just to let all the masterclass students know, I actually will share this chart with you through the masterclass. Okay, what do we see here? Blue is Evergrande. Evergrande has fallen off a cliff, but starting to just consolidate. What do we notice with the green one? That is Greenland. That is starting to repair. What about the yellow one? That's Country Garden. That is starting to turn around. What happened with this pink one or purpley one? This is Cynic. It just fell off a cliff. and the white one is Vanke. We can see the Chinese property market has hit a bit of a support level. Of course, the Chinese Communist Party must bail out the domestic Chinese property market, or it would have a very big problem on its hands. They're not going to have a very big problem on their hands. They're going to do what they can, absolutely. But as far as international bond holders go, they will be on their own. To check how the stock market is reacting to Evergrande and the Great Wall of Chinese debt, we need to understand how bond prices are interacting. Stocks are seen as speculative, crypto highly speculative, bonds very, very low risk. When the bond market sees an inflow, bond prices increase and bond yields decrease. We need to see if this is happening at the moment. Okay, let's check the markets out. This is really important for our trend analysis. We can see the fear has come out of the US stock market. What is that reflected in? It's reflected in the Nasdaq and the major indices rallying above resistance. This is incredibly positive. What do we see about oil? Oil has found a way over its resistance line. It's coming back up. What do we see about bond prices? This is the critical thing. They are under 2 levels of resistance. That is actually incredibly good for the crypto market. It's good for the stock market too. When we see yields, what are yields doing? They're on their way up. When money goes into the bond market, and especially when it goes, literally shoots up like a rocket, we would get worried then. That is not happening now. That's why it's really critical to not light switch. All we do is we scale in and out of positions. We can also see that the gold price is making its way up. It came back, retested that resistance, or once resistance turned to support, and it's going up again, just as we predicted earlier. The US dollar currency index has hit a level of support. We'll see what actually happens. It's looking a little bit weak. When we go back to Bitcoin, what does all of this mean? The Mt. Gox, Omicron, tapering, transportation, the India market, Evergrande. It's another day in paradise. Nothing much has changed, but we are aware that the Omicron cases are surging. But we don't light switch. We just trade the chart that we view. Let me just zoom in here again. What we're seeing here is Bitcoin hitting a level of resistance at around 51,483, and it's just doing its best to get above that now. It hasn't made it yet. It has a little bit of a negative bias here, but that's fine because we know price is always moving in a wave. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. It takes time to accumulate strength and power. There are actually sellers along this wall here trying to push price down. They're not doing a very good job, actually. Price is still maintaining its upward path. It's getting a little bit weaker here, but that's no real cause for concern. If price does dip, we're aware and waiting and ready for it because we make volatility our best friend. That's rule 130. And we also have in advance probabilistic choices. We're not caught off guard. We don't have sleepless nights. We have strategies, we have plans, and we just execute them when the time is right. I'd just like to let the Masterclass students know that I share all of these charts with you. Rule 28, opportunities reset daily. This, just like in life, every day is a new day, a chance to begin again. In crypto, it's absolutely correct. Every day resets. Looking at the first day, we can see Bitcoin has passed its level of resistance. It's making its way up. The next level of resistance will be around 57,119. Ethereum is doing really well, going up the level of support. That's support line. The next major level of resistance for Ethereum is 4420. We're always aware that it can actually reverse and go the other way. Please always keep that in your mind. Binance Coin, the next level of resistance is 61840. We can see Solana really doing very nicely. Next level of resistance, 221.98. We can see Cardano starting to come up from this 126 mark. Well done, ADA. Next level of resistance is around 1663. XRP also doing quite nicely. A bit of consolidation in here, which is to be expected. The next major level of resistance is 1048. We can see DOT also looking quite good. Current price 3107. Next level of major resistance 4247. We can see Luna starting to actually retrace. This is what generally happens. The gravity impacts everything of Bitcoin. We have a level of support at 8562, 7128, 6082, and always remember your 10-5-10 volatility fund. You want to take advantage of long tail rejections such as this on Bitcoin. They are absolutely incredible trading opportunities to get involved with. For example, in XRP, this long tail rejection, this is where professional investors and traders lean in, and that's exactly where retail runs for the door. Just going in a little bit more deeply, you can see that there was a 67% increase from that long tail rejection. That's why we always have a 10-5-10 fund, but you really need to pick your cryptos well. That's all part of the timing process. Let's have a look at EGLD. We can see EGLD currently trading at 268.77. The next level of support 247.85. Next level of resistance 333.38. We can see ICP. It's currently trading at 28.47. Next level of resistance is 36.48. SAND. Next level of resistance 758.76. Current price 646.12. Next level of support 557.51. We can see Filecoin currently trading at 39.38. Next level of resistance 46.51. Looking at HBAR, two levels of resistance above. Current price 31.51. First level of resistance 37.03. The more practical level of resistance 42.17. Looking at Theta, currently trading at 5.503. Next level of support 4.857. Resistance at 6.682. Let's have a look at NEAR. NEAR is really interesting. Always be aware that when something comes up the wall, goes straight up the wall, it will come down the stairs. We're seeing NEAR currently trading at 14.762. A reasonable level of support is 12.552, 10.531, 9.342, and 8.154. Now, why is there this dispersion? Because we know what the personality of NEAR is like. NEAR goes far, and sometimes we don't know where you are NEAR. It goes very violently up and down. You have the potential to catch long tail rejections, which are very, very profitable. And our KS family does not FOMO. We laugh in the face of fear of missing out. We don't care about it at all because we know price is always moving in a wave, just like life. Let's go through a few community favorites. We can see VRA is getting stopped by its resistance line and has been stopped there for a couple of days. Icon is shooting through up to the next level of resistance around the 1741 mark. We can see Gala getting out from resistance, making a play up for a higher level of resistance around 72,352. Very strong crypto. IOTA is seeking to get above this resistance line. It will be great when IOTA gets there. We can see Stacks, really nice crypto, very nice crypto. It's actually very good technical support all the way through here, and it's making a play for that 3054 level. We can see Dusk Network, very impressive technical structure, and we can see a level of support at 5277 and 3515. We are always aware the prices on crypto are incredibly volatile. That's why you don't need to gear, you don't need to leverage. Don't borrow anything. Just please always trade at spot, or else you can find your entire account getting wrecked. If you've got one of those particular leverage trading links where they offer you free money, know this: there is no free money. Until you're a professional, please trade at spot. Let's have a look at TRB. TRB is in less trouble these days. It's coming up to a level of resistance around the 51.80 mark. Cartesi is also looking good. It's making a play for its 99.91 resistance level, and will probably get to the 121.30 resistance level. Support below 65.26. Let's have a quick look through the metaverse, and I've also put in KDA, which is a scalable layer 1 proof of work blockchain. Let's have a look at Decentraland, Mana. Mana has overcome resistance. It's moving in a wave upwards. If it moves down, that's completely fine. It's just finding a base to actually prepare its strength to get through this overhead resistance. That's why price is always moving in a wave. It's always gathering strength. Axie Infinity is still below a level of resistance, but it's coming up to that resistance at around the 120 mark. We can see Engine Coin looking very, very healthy, but it's coming up to a level of resistance, so we would expect a potential wave down here. SLP is very, very much under resistance. You always want to try and pick any crypto that has power in it. When you have negative power, this has power, SLP has power, but it's negative power. That negative power will actually result in your particular portfolio going down when it could be going up. You want it to try and go up as much as possible. Looking at sand is looking very nice from a technical perspective. It's almost cleared the previous high. It's looking very, very good. ILV is consolidating along support, showing some signs of weakness because there's a lot of selling going on here. It's not the same chart as what we see, for example, in Mana or Engine or Sand. Just keep that in your mind. Alice is sort of going up and down, really. It's under resistance. When you actually think about deploying funds for trading, please think about following strength. Don't worry about getting too sort of locked in, if you like, to your beloved alts. When you trade because you can see power and strength. It's a different mindset. From an investing perspective, it's definitely good to invest in what you love. Go for that. But taking a portion of your investing funds for trading and learning how to trade the market is very, very profitable. It'll teach you more than anything, and it will help you time your entries and exits into your beloved alts as well. Let's have a look at KDA. KDA is looking quite strong. We have a level of resistance that it's coming into at 17.3772, currently trading at 14.7920. We have two levels of support below, one at 12.6985 and one at 9.8604. I'd just like to thank the very kind and generous community members who've reached out and bought me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/CryptoTradingKS. Thanks so much, everyone. I'd like to especially thank Adam for the very nice comments. Occasionally we come across a gem whose form others do not recognize. Thank you, Ken. That's a very nice thing to say. Thank you, my friend. And Sea Turtle. Hi, Sea Turtle. Ken just purchased the Masterclass and am looking forward to learning all you've put together for us. Thank you and hope you have a great week. Thanks so much, Sea Turtle. And I, of course, would like to thank very much the very kind and generous community members who have reached out and bought me a coffee. It's so nice of you. Thank you. I don't want anyone to miss out who wants a Foundation membership discount. Foundation members get 4 years access to the Masterclass, and the Masterclass is not like other training. It's living, it's dynamic, it's always being added to, and to reflect the current conditions of the market. Non-foundation members will get half the access time, 2 years, which is actually way better than what most people get. For masterclasses, they're generally 1 year. Just please note that the particular discount code will run out on the 31st of December. If you would like to get involved with being a foundation member, and that will come with a lot of perks that I will discuss next year as well, please email me at kstandf@gmail.com. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video if you think it will help others. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from and if you have any questions. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. And have a great holiday break. Bye for now.